Good evening, folks. You're back with us for our virtual Dominion Energy Jazz Cafe. Somebody once said you're not supposed to have favorites, but I don't know what to tell you. I've got 4 of them on the stage with me here tonight, and I don't need to introduce a single one. Saxsmo, y'all ready?
Good to go.
Here we go.
How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? We'd like to say thank you so much for being able to have my good friends, as Mike Hawkins would say, the brotherhood. Let me just introduce the band first, then I'll tell you about the selections. Ladies and gentlemen, he just bought his brand new jet from Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, on the piano from Highland Springs, Virginia. Please put your hands together for Dr. Weldon Hill. I want my own jet. Ladies and gentlemen, holding down the bass from Washington, D.C. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Big Daddy Hawkins. And ladies and gentlemen, on the drums, he is running for president after we have this particular president has retired. From the Virginia Beach area, ladies and gentlemen, Billy D. Williams on the drums. My name is James Gates, and I am from Richmond, Virginia. I play the saxophone, James Saxsmo Gates. Ladies and gentlemen, the first song we played was a song called Focus Pocus, and that's when I wrote that song is really self-explanatory. It's talking about the idea of being able to stay focused on what it is that you are driving to do. The last selection was a song that I'm sure everybody on the stage would really love this particular artist. His name is Charlie Yardbird Parker, and that song was Saxmo Plays Homage to Bird. And while we at it, I grew up in a very, very, I would say, a house full of just jazz every day. If that was 9 days in a week, that was going to take place every day. My dad was a saxophonist, and being able to see my dad play, it was unreal to hear this cat play, man. So we're gonna play this next song, and the song is titled "I Remember Pop." Yeah, that was my pop. That song, I'm going to play it until I die. I remember pop. I get happy. Our next song, ladies and gentlemen, when I was a student at Virginia State. Doc, you probably remember this right here. We had the great Clock Terry that came to Virginia State, the Jolly Giants. And one of the songs he played, I have a photograph of him and I. And one of the songs he played was a song that I just completely just fell right in love with. So I wrote the actual arrangement out as entitled Canadian Sunset.
You know, the river of red running through the veins in my body is not the same river running through the veins of the men on stage with me tonight, but I want you to know you are my family, the four of you, and you know the temperature of my heart and my head tonight, and thank you for putting that fire out and for lighting the right one. Saxsmo, we better get off this camera and start talking before I get to crying. Can we get over here? Mr. Gates, that first set, I was just telling you, I believe tonight I have witnessed something I only half believed was true with you tonight. Techniques I've heard, they tried to teach me, and I told them they were lying to me. You gotta be lying to me if you tell me somebody's gonna blow their horn and breathe at the same time. No, sir. But here tonight, before we get into me bragging on you, would you take a moment to tell those 2 or 3 who don't know your face who you are in your own words?
Well, okay, my name is James Bryant Gates Jr. And I'll tell you how I got the name Saxsmo. My dad's name is James Bryant Gates Sr. And my mom's name is Della Mae Gates. And my mom was a dancer for the Cotton Club in New York. My dad was a famous saxophonist that played with people like Bill Doggett, Curtis Mayfield, Della Reese. Went on the road, man, with Red Fox.
Come on.
He stayed on the road.
Come on.
And growing up, jazz was 900% done every day. Church was done 900% every day. Every day. You can imagine, we would dance every day.
I got it. I got you.
So the music was potent, man. It was pure. So that's how I got started in the music, man. I mean, Dad would play. He would go to different gigs, and me being the youngest out of 5 boys, when I go to the gig, you know, Dad would, you know, either sit in the big band or he'll stand, you know, on the microphone, and I would sit on his leg, looking at him, and he'll just do this. While the whole time I'm playing, you know, and I was always a real happy, energized young man.
Man.
Right here from Richmond, you know, and I grew up in the project. I like telling people, man, that I grew up in the project. And I say it like that because those that know about the projects, yes, you know, it is one of those kind of melting pots, man, supposedly that, you know, it's hard to get out. But this is what I did, man. I had mentors, a lot of mentors.
Right.
And they still live in the day. And they'll say something like, you know, I'm a junior, so they used to call me Junie. And they said, Junie, you need to go home. And all I ever said was, okay. That was it. Because I felt like this. If anybody took interest in me, that means that you had to love me.
I was just thinking that's a powerful sense of trust and love you must have had built in the community you grew up in.
I did.
You know, and your home full of music the way it was and full of worship the way it was had to be an impact on those around you.
Yes, sir. It was, I mean, again, if you can imagine that everybody came in the house, it was like a revolving door. But because jazz was like potent, it was like the binding tie. If you know what I mean, when you came in the house, that means that you must have something to offer when it comes to being in jazz. You gonna dance? They had, you know, of course, they had food. They had liquor,
I know it was food.
And then now, see, when we talked about having a party, they would sit Indian style.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You sit Indian style, and they have all the records, you know, and they would sit, and all they would do, man, put on record after record after record. Wait, they knew the artist. They knew the label. They knew where the recording session took place. They knew the songs. They knew the title. They knew the meaning of the song.
You know, there's something, we're going to get back to you, Saxsmo, because that's over here, but that sentiment you just shared, knowing all that about your music that you're listening to, I don't know how many people know all that about who they're listening to today. I was working with somebody recently who wanted me to sing a particular line over and over again, and I finally had to stop him and say, you know what, as a singer, you want me to sing this foolishness line 3 times, and I want to know why. Do you know anything about the song? And they didn't. They liked a little lick at it. And I thought, well, what are you doing? Where are the musicians like Saxsmo Gates
Yeah.
coming in the room. I appreciate what you've done there.
Yeah.
And speaking of those mentors of yours, you're a mentor yourself. And we've had some of those on this stage tonight. I'd like you to take a moment and reflect on one in particular. You know who it is, Mr. Moses.
Yeah, Dexter Moses, man. When I see him, I see me. I see all of the energy, and I look at him and go, that's me. You know, when I was, I think some years ago, I think he was in the 8th grade at the 2nd Street Festival. His mom and himself came down to see me play with the same band. Same band. That's same band. And then after that, the mom gave me a call and said, you know, I would like to see if I can be able to go have my son take lessons from you and have you to be a mentor. You know, because he's so energized. You know, she wanted to know what can we do to try to, because she didn't know. And I told her, I said, well, you know, I'm energized just like that too. The same way. So him and I, we connected instantly, man. Instantly, man. And he was sitting and look at me like this, man, and everything. So I just told him, I said, Dex, look, you know, he went to the Maggie Walker Appomattox School.
Right.
And I told him, I said, man, did you know I was on the board of directors?
What did he say? What did his
He
face
said,
do?
I didn't know. I said, listen, this is what I need you to do. I need you to make sure that you make nothing less than the A. Can you do that for me? He said, yes, sir. I said, nothing less than that. Number 2, I need you to do everything I said I asked you to do, music fundamentals.
Right.
I guarantee you, you would never have to pay not one brown penny to go to school, ever.
Come on.
And he believed me, and I took him when I took him to get his to do his audition at North Carolina Central. He rode with me. I told his mom, "You stay home. It's him and I. I got him." We went there, man. I'm telling you, man. It was very enlightening, man. It was the director. All he did was ask them all these questions like, "You play me all of your modes. Play me this chord change. Play me this minor scale." I mean. And he just ripped it off like that. So within 15 minutes, the director said, I don't need to hear no more.
Now, how long, 8th grade, he finds you. By college, he sounded like he know everything he could know by then. Tell me about the process, your process as a teacher, taking a young student like Dexter, like many of the students who've come up behind you. There's one on the stage here tonight, and instilling them all the great lessons you learned yourself.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. You may have heard some of the people that have come here and talked about the great Joe Kennedy.
Yeah.
I had Joe Kennedy as my instructor from 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade.
That's incredible.
Now, we're talking about the #1 jazz violinist here in Richmond, who was the first African-American that played in the Richmond Symphony. Number 2, he was the guy who built the music program and the jazz program at Virginia Tech. Number 3.
At Tech?
At Virginia Tech. Number 3, they bought him his own jet.
Oh, where's my jet?
So I'm just saying, what happened was that when I got in class, this is what Joe Kennedy would do in the 6th grade. He didn't go, okay, boys and girls, you know, my name is Mr. Joe Kennedy Jr. He didn't do that. When we came in class, he was playing his violin.
Example.
So that's what I've been doing with everybody.
There's a picture, sort of famous now, of it illustrates the difference between a leader and a boss. You know, and I love the illustration that a leader is in there with you, is working it with you, is demonstrating it with you. A good teacher demonstrates what you do, performs with you.
That's right.
You know, lets you make a mistake with them and makes a mistake with you themselves.
That's right. Man, look, man, I've had, when I had Mr. John Payton, when I first started in the 3rd grade. Then I had Mr. Joe Kennedy in middle school. Then I went back in high school and had Mr. John Payton again, you know? And then my baseball coach in high school, oh, this is gonna trip you out, man. My baseball coach, Mr. Ethan Pitts. Mr. Ethan Pitts, I hope you hearing this. He went to Virginia State and told the chairman of music, Dr. Carl Harris, that I have a student of mine that loves his saxophone so much that you got to give him a full scholarship. My baseball coach. Mm-hmm. You did?
Baseball coach.
Baseball coach, because what he did was this. He said, okay, every practice, because he said, I know you love that saxophone, so I need you to practice your saxophone before you come to the baseball practice. When you come to the baseball practice, bring your horn, because now you're going to play for the ball team.
How did he know that? How did your baseball coach get to know your love of music so well?
Because I practiced all the time, man. It was, anybody that knew anything about me would go,
there you go.
Over there.
There you go.
He's over there. So they knew it. So he would have me to play for the national anthem in every baseball game. Home or away. Had me to play on the bus, going to the game or coming back. He would allow me to play my horn in front of the team. Now, who does that? And then he left to go to Virginia State and got me a full scholarship at Virginia State.
That is amazing. That's incredible. That speaks to, not only to you, we've talked, but to that man's passion for looking at the younger generation move up, move ahead. Thank you to you, sir, for the work you did. Now, is it 6 albums? You can take all of this experience and get into the studio?
I'm going right now, working on my 6th right now. I have my 5th out right now. That's stepping out. And that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. But my next record, when we had the presidential election,
okay,
and then we had the election in Georgia,
okay,
all right, and Stacey
Abrams,
yeah, man, look, it really hit me so hard, man, what she's been doing. And then both of the 2 senators who won. All right, this is what I heard my mom say, because my mom and dad is deceased, but this is what my mother said. She said, son, I can hear her telling me, she said, son, and I know you know what I'm talking when I say this.
All right.
This is your time for you to be able to go and write this song. Now, we all know about the song Georgia. But no, what I did, I rearranged it for strings for the Richmond Symphony. The strings, we getting ready to do a recording next month for Georgia. The same people, along with strings, he's playing too.
Oh.
So, and my purpose is I'm going to take it down, get in contact with Stacey Abrams. I want to let her know this is what I feel for you. Thank you so much for all your hard work. And I'm going to get in contact with both of the senators. It was led for me to do that.
That's good. That's and I do know what you mean. That inspiration.
You know what
we're sitting here tonight because I had a moment like that.
You know what I'm talking about.
We wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have one of those moments. There's power in our hearts and in our minds.
Yep.
And there's creative folks like us channel it.
Yep.
We learned it from our mentors. We got ourselves caught up, but we're not done talking yet. Marsalis.
Oh, man.
Let's get into it.
Man, look, man. Okay. I told you how I got to Virginia State. I did 2 years at Virginia State. My first year was great. My second year, I was almost like a nerd playing the saxophone. I have to say that. I was.
Me too. Well, not on saxophone, this little voice.
Because what I used to do, man, once the teacher would give me homework, I would finish my homework before I went to my next class, and go back to that same instructor and ask the instructor, I'm finished. Can you give me some more homework? I want some more. Then that was kind of strange to see somebody do that. And when the instructor said, well, we'll do that after class, and I didn't like that. I was like, no, let's do it now. So I decided I need to go somewhere else, and I talked to the chairman of music. Every Friday we had seminar, playing some kind of classical piece.
Okay.
Now, if you can imagine, my freshman year and my sophomore year, every Friday, I played a different classical piece for 2 years straight. And the chairman of music knew that I was not happy, so he got in contact with a representative from Berkeley, had him to come down to Virginia State doing one of the seminars. Now, if you can imagine, if we had windows here, windows here, windows here, during the springtime like it is now,
right,
and the window was open and blew the music off the stand. Now, you can't stop and pick it up. I knew it was 4 movements, handle. I didn't know, because I practiced all the time.
Right.
I didn't know that the paper, I finished first movement, but the other three movements I memorized and didn't know it. But the actual representative from Berkeley was there. Went to the chairman's office. He said, listen, we have a person from Berkeley. And the guy spoke to me. He said, listen, man, we would love to have you at Berkeley. All you need is a 3.4 average. I had a 3.8 at Virginia State. So I transferred to Berkeley. And my first day, once I did my orientation, my first day when my mom was leaving, I was seeing her, bye, Mom. Who I saw across the street at Dunkin' Donuts. Branford Marsalis.
Go on, tell him. Yeah.
Came across the street, man, and he said, man, you a country cat, man, you country. Instantly.
Country boy.
Instantly after that, we became the best of friends, still today. How I got my master's in North Carolina Central. He said, Gates, I am the artist of residence at North Carolina Central. If you want to get your master's, come see me.
I mean, you must have had a time playing with him.
Yeah, man. He's phenomenal, man.
And now, full circle, we started there. He's teaching yours. He's got one of your students up under him now.
That's right.
Dexter.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, if y'all at home, you got to be piecing together this beautiful circle of creative energy coming out of this city.
Yeah, man.
Feeding each other.
Yeah.
And then sending it out around the nation. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Right, right.
With Branford Marsalis Saxsmo Gates
Yep.
at the helm.
You know, let me just tell you, man, one of my purposes, what I like to do here in Richmond, Virginia, and that is, you know, when I was growing up as a little kid, and you may have gotten the same type of, you know, statement or whatever kind of thing on your back, and that is because we live in Richmond, they would say that we are local. And musicians are local everywhere. But the thing is, they don't have a tendency to be able to go and explain to people that local is that mentality of saying we are local just doesn't stick very well as a musician.
No.
You know, we are professional artists. You know,
Yes.
that we have we said, what is it? A minister of music. We are ministers in what we do, and we have such a strong connection in being able to go and change people's perspective to be happy.
I am the same professional I am on this stage as I am when I'm in New York in Carnegie Hall.
See what I'm saying?
When I'm in England next year at Royal Albert Hall, I'm the same professional there too.
Right, right.
I'm from here, sure.
Right. You know, places like New York, they never really tell the artists that they are, local in New York. They don't say it in D.C.
No.
They don't say it in Boston.
They sure do like to tell me.
Right. So that's one of the things I want to do as far as having people to really, really understand the music from the history. I would love to talk to people because now that's what I teach. Jazz history.
You know, at some point real soon, I hope to get a chance to speak to some of your students. I'd love to, I don't know, see what I can do to say. Yeah, I think about what I'm doing now and what an incredible difference it would have made for me if somewhere along the way while I was studying, one person said, you could work in a museum. You could do the things I'm doing. No one ever told me that. I didn't even think about museums. If one person had given me a little bit of the other twists of inspiration, I wonder what I could have learned.
Yeah.
I did all right,
Yeah.
but I wonder what else I missed.
Yeah.
Saxsmo, I want to talk to you for hours more, but we've got a second half to a concert we've got to get to.
Yes.
Come back on the stage real soon. Just sit down with no cameras and let's talk.
Man, I love to, man, because again, this music, man, is very dear to me, man. It means everything. Like I have to say this too before we end. Before my mother passed, this is what she said, and she had an envelope that was already sealed with all my brothers. My oldest brother, it's all four of us, and we all had an envelope that was already sealed. And since I'm the youngest, I was the last one to go see my mom.
Right.
And this is what she said to me, dying minutes. She said, son, I know you're going to miss me. I know you're going to be hurting. But when you get to those moments that you're hurting like that, this is what I want you to think about. And that is, I need you to finish what you started. I need you to finish it, but I need you to finish it on top. Because you've been playing that saxophone all your life. I need you to finish it. Man, when she told me that, it was like someone taking my finger and sticking it in a socket. So when you see me play, it's real, man. It's personal. It has a lot of emotions behind it. You can feel that right now. Yeah. It's personal, man. Yeah. When she told me that, she's still looking after me. She said, perfection is not optional.
Finish what you started.
Finish what you started, because you've been doing it. So that's what I do every single day.
You ain't never give me a lesson one, Saxon, but you gave me one tonight. I'm going to count that as my first.
Finish what you started. God. That's what she told me right in that ear.
Yes, ma'am.
And then she passed.
Thank you, Saxsmo.
Oh, thank you, man. And I would love to be able to go and do what I need to do, because we got to keep this music alive. We got to keep this music alive. We got to keep this music alive. Mm-hmm. When BJ and Payne talks about bright moments, we got to keep this music alive, and I am in it to win it.
You and I both, and we're not alone. Many of them have been on this stage, and more are coming. They're watching right now, and we are challenging all of us together.
Yes, sir.
Keep this music alive.
Absolutely.
Keep it evolving. Keep it growing. Keep teaching young men like this one over here.
That's right.
And young ladies like those who aren't in the room with us tonight.
That's right.
We all have something to say.
That's
Let's
right.
say it together. Thank you for loving with us, Saxsmo.
Thank you.
Let's get set to.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it.
Thy faithfulness, O God, my Father, there is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not thy compassions, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever wilt be. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, your mercies I see. All thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness,
We're back in the second set. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you again who's playing on the stage here tonight. Dr. Weldon Hill on the piano. We're going to do that again. One of the things that our Blake used to say, he said, applause is food for us. So I'm going to do it again. Weldon Hill on the piano. Michael Hawkins on the bass. Billy Williams on the hardware. James Saxsmo Gates on the saxophone. This this first song was a song that I really felt really good about writing this song. It was a vocalist back in the day that actually went to school with my dad. His name was Jim Branch, and around town he was known for being able to play the blues, sing the blues. What a wonderful guy, man. So is one of the things about us musicians when we can write songs to make sure these songs will last forever. So that song was entitled Jim Swingin' Blues. This next song, I wrote a song called Saxsmo's Plays Homage to Bird. Well, this one is going to be homage to Cannonball.
Thank you.
a song that was written by my good friend Donald Harrison, name title Cool Breeze, that was given by Nancy Wilson. We want to say about this song called Cool Breeze. Thinking Cannonball, Charlie Parker, Duke Ellington, Betsy Smith, Count Basie, Dizzy Gillespie. For those artists was the artists that really gave us this incredible style of music, dressing to the nine. Cool Breeze. With people like Mr. Joe Kennedy Jr. And I have to also mention my mom, Della Mae Gates. And I cannot forget my main man, Boo Gates, who set the style and set the tone for his son, James Saxsmo Gates. So Saxsmo, tell your story. Cool breeze. Donna Harrison. Ladies and gentlemen, before we play our last song for this evening, in behalf of Dr. Weldon Hill, Michael Hawkins, and Billy Williams, I want to say thank you, and thank you to the Jazz Society. Thank you, BJ. Thank you, Robert Payne. We all know how we feel about you. All of us know that. You know, we don't have to go into any details, but you know how we feel about you in the Jazz Society. Our last song is going to be a song that reminds me of my mom, Weldon, when at home, you know, parents back in the day, you know, if you get a chance to go and your parents' den, that means you're supposed to be there. You don't get in everybody else's den. So, ladies and gentlemen, Saxsmo's Den.
Saxsmo Gates Quartet, Weldon Hill, Saxsmo Gates, Michael Hawkins, how could you forget him, Billy Williams, banging on these drums behind me here. Been a minute since I had them sticks in my hand. Y'all at home, I know you're dancing, I know you're grooving. Somebody's got a little sip. Thank you, BJ, Richmond Jazz Society. Thank you, Dominion Energy. Remember Tommy Productions, thank you for capturing this for us. And to those of you at home, living through the jazz with us tonight, thank you for loving with us. Thank you for listening to us, and thank you for learning from us. In Richmond, Virginia, at the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts, this has been the virtual Dominion Energy Jazz Cafe. I, as I always have been, am Robert Bernard. Good night.